Great Nigerians and wonderful viewers, fans of living television, thank you for always being there for us. We're back again today on your favorite program, Nigeria Today. Nigeria Today comes to you from the stable of the living television. This is where we discuss issues, topical issues as it concerns our country. In today's Nigeria Today, we'll be looking at Labour threatens indefinite strike and gives 1 week ultimatum. Nigeria to start clearing goods from Cotonou ports. Kaduna ministerial slot, APC wants to appoint another. President Tinubu orders for the immediate payment of group assurance of demised officers. Onochie'S call for the arrest of P2P. These and many more will be coming your way this morning. And as usual, we have our experienced people that have had accumulated wealth of experience and knowledge as it concerns the current affairs of this country, who are going to do justice to these topics. From my far left today, I have Barrister Emperor Obunna. Barrister Emperor Obunna is a practicing lawyer. He's a human rights activist who has senator, but with the DSS and even the jail. So he has the experience. Barrister, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good day, others.
After him, I have another wonderful person, a historian. Not just a historian, he's also a political affairs analyst and also a televangelist. And that is the person of Comrade Nnamdi Elepachi. Comrade, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Good day, viewers.
All right, starting with after the two-day warning strike nationwide, the organized labor on Tuesday threatened to begin an indefinite strike as a result of the federal government failure to provide adequate palliative to assuage the Nigerians' hardship as a result of fuel subsidy removal. Let me start with you, Council. You know, that was last week. We had 2 days uninterrupted warning strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress. And this time they've threatened to go on an indefinite strike. That is, and they've given the federal government 1 week to do something about the palliative. And then a lot of people are talking about the ones, like Nabia here, have not seen ours. Some other states are talking about theirs. But they said the palliative in question, 30 bags of rice and that means nothing. That something must be done or else they'll go on indefinite strike.
Yes, I am aware of the fact that NSC will go on strike. My little worry about them is the purpose of the striking. They're not striking to ask the federal government to bring back subsidy or to reduce the price of fuel. If they had been asking that the price of fuel be reduced, maybe I would have been more happier. But as I'm talking to you now, what they're asking for is that they want a review of their salary, that they want the minimum wage to be increased, they want palliatives to be properly shared, they want more palliatives to be there. What they're just asking for is to be given to a soft landing, a cushioning effect on the increase of price. That's what they're asking for, and not the removal of the price. So that's where I have a problem. But then, despite that, I still support them because these workers are still our brothers and sisters. A situation whereby you are giving 14 bags of cement, 14 bags of rice to each ward, and then you are giving 100 million naira to a House of Representative member, a lawmaker, as allowance, palliative allowance. That's what they call it, subsidy allowance. And you're not giving them this is unfair. So generally, I am of the opinion that they should go on the strike. But the only problem is that we are not going to get anything from it. It's more like the workers, and we are the ones that will suffer it. Because if they go on strike, they will still be paid their salaries. They will still pay their salaries, and in the end, we are the one that will suffer it, because us, after we have lost everything, we will get nothing. So that's the way it is.
Okay, comrade.
Yes.
Just talking about the strike, the 2 days warning strike, it affected a lot of organizations. The banking institutions we also locked. And now I'm talking about indefinite strike. If it happens, what do you think will be the effect on Nigerians?
The effect is going to be colossal. It's going to be massive, because it will lead to a shutdown of the economy. It will lead to a shutdown of the economy. It will actually result in losses that may not all go well, or that may not even bode well, or that will bode ill for the economy, especially at a time like this, during the current subsidy regime. Because the entire sector of the Nigerian economy is not just about workers, as we have them with the NLC and other affiliate bodies or other affiliate unions. There are other private sectors too that may not be in the level, and there are also petty businesses like or even services like the truck pushers and the dealers and the persons who deal on perishable. So these are people who may not actually be directly in the sector, but who may also be affected. The hospitals, even the courts, the banks, the sectors, in fact, entirely, eventually the sector will gradually come. But then, the reason for the strike, to me, Emperor didn't say may not actually be substantial, because it is now they are talking about the welfare of workers. But that is actually the reason why they are there. You understand? They are there to protect the interest of the working class.
And not the whole Nigerians.
Not the whole Nigerians. The interest of the working class. So, and then looking at it from that perspective, you see that at the time when this subsidy was removed, the president did not carry out or launch any palliative support program that covered or that catered to the interest of the working class or the working man. And that to me was exclusionary. And I did say some time ago that when he became president, one of the first things he did because the first thing he did was remove subsidy. That was his first policy intervention. When he removed subsidy, the first thing he did was to award 70 billion naira to National Assembly. That's some 469 persons. If you are to include 460 members of the reps and then 109 members of the Senate, you have 469 lawmakers. They were to share 70 billion naira as palliative. Then the judiciary, he gave them 35 billion naira. He gave 35 billion naira to the judiciary. Then other one is then you are giving 2 billion naira to a state, in the entire state. What does that look like if not corruption? And this is my personal opinion. So to me, and then Labour has been talking, but I think they've been more of backing and not biting. You see that in no distant time now, they will also realize this one too. Yes, we've seen the 2-day warning strike, which actually took a huge toll on the economy. But the ability of Labour to be resolute, you understand, is what is in contest here. And then again, the fact that the federal government uses the National Industrial Court to untwist them is another thing to it. Because if you remember very well, there have been times when Labour will threaten to go on strike, then the Industrial Court will actually issue an order telling them no.
It's like happen to those.
Yeah, so it's also but then it's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. It doesn't guarantee a win-win situation. The strike will not bring food to the table of the starving Nigerians. You understand? So then maybe it will force the hand of the federal government to move into action, but I doubt.
All right, Council, you talked about this thing being sectional majorly for the workers, but when he was speaking, the chairman said is to assuage the Nigerian hardship, and which includes both this fuel hike and so on. And so it's not just about the workers. He's talking generally. He's talking about Nigerians, though that of the workers is not excluded.
Well, they can say what they want, but we are all reasonable. Yeah. They have already written down what they said. They said they are looking for one, increase in workers' salary.
Yes.
2, that the way the federal government shares money, 100 million to this thing, that is the palliatives, that it is unfair. 3, that they want palliatives for the workers over the issue of the
subsidy removal.
So everything
And they want to increase in their salary.
Everything you're saying here is for them. You can say what you want to say, but the point of the this thing is mainly for workers.
Yes, and I think I did say here, they are just trying to force the hands of the federal government. Why am I saying? I'm saying it because some of the things they tendered, in fact, Emperor actually eliminated them. The federal government had set up a committee and subcommittee. And the committees are not even meeting.
They said adoption.
You understand?
They're not in the committee.
Yes, they said that apart from the one on salary and emolument review have not been doing much. So and that's the problem. So I do not know whether yes. So to me, it is still what it is. The reason why we have the Nigerian Labour Congress is to protect the labor sector. You understand? The labor industry, to make sure that their condition of service and then their salaries and other people's seats that are due to them are actually in place.
All right. Nigeria to start clearing goods from Cotonou ports. After various agreements in order to boost trade relations between Nigeria and Benin Republic, the acting Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, on Tuesday announced that Nigerian importers will soon be clearing their goods from the ports in Cotonou, Benin Republic. Let me start with you this time, and
yes.
then is it going to enhance the economy of this country?
Yes, because other analysts have been saying open the border, allow access. You understand? There is a difference between saying we are stopping contraband and then saying we are liberalizing trade. You cannot be going to China every day. You cannot be going to China every day. You are going to America. You are going to AFDB. You are looking for when you cannot do the simple things you can actually do to bring about what trade liberalization that will actually bring positive impact on your economy. For example, Nigeria is a signatory to the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. So when you shut your border, you are also by way of practice telling the region, even the continent, that all those things you are signatory to, including NEPAD, New Economic Partnership for Africa Development, and the rest of them, that all these things you are is a signatory to, that they are just only on paper. So I think Africa, where we are today, we need a lot of collaboration. Why are we talking about the Republic we are even talking about is a member of ECOWAS, and ECOWAS is governed by what? Free movement and free trade among member states. What we have to check is whether one, there are unlawful movements that may be about persons, goods and charters that are not supposed to be entering into the shores of the country. But once that is taken care of, we have to liberalize trade. Mind you, when we take out this, when we flag off some of these border tightening measures, they don't affect the northern margins. You understand? People are still moving freely from Nigeria to Niger, Chad, and the rest of it. So that is quite discriminatory, and then it's welcome as to the extent that the integrity of the Nigerian state is to be protected. It's a welcome development.
All right, Barrister. While looking at all this, the importance of these, Cotonou ports in Benin Republic. Now, talking about, I think Buhari started it. This stopping of all sorts of importation, including rice and so on. And yet, our leaders who are stopping this importation still go overseas for treatment. What's the difference?
It makes no difference now. Buhari was just a hypocrite. He didn't want foreign goods to come to Nigeria. But every time he's sick, he travel abroad. For 8 years he was there. He never set up a single hospital, a single world-class hospital. People had thought that, based on the criticisms against the Gujarat government, that by now they would have had a world-class hospital. They have not. And Tinubu is also following course. Tinubu is also traveling to France. Buhari was traveling to London. Tinubu was also traveling to France every time, going to France for his health and everything. They cannot set up a world-class hospital in Nigeria. So this is just the hypocrisy of the government. But on the issue of the border, I think that the border opening is very, very good. In Nigeria, there is no country that survives without imports and exports.
Exports, exactly.
Even America. no matter how good you are in America, you still import goods. When I always remember when I was in the US, there was this supermarket I would always go in. They call it dollar tree. That's what they call that supermarket. It's a very popular supermarket in America. Everybody knows that dollar tree. Everything in that supermarket is selling $1. Everything. You buy stock as $1, biscuit $1, milk $1, eyeglass $1, tie $1. Everything is dollar. By the time you travel to America and you're coming back, you go with one trolley and we put everything. The trolley will be full, and you start bringing everything $1. By the time you only paid $30, $40, and by the time you come back, you pay few $1. You give it to everybody. Everybody is happy. Dollar. But you discover those things we are producing in China, in India, all over, even in Africa, just in South Africa. But they brought them to America and they said it's $1. So why am I telling you this story? Why am I telling you this story to let you know that there is no country, no matter how great you are, that will not do export and import. So you cannot say because you want to be dependent, you now stop people from breaking into the other country. You will destroy things.
Yes.
Because now, let me tell you how this thing works. When these containers, you are selling something, they ship them out. When they come back with something. You don't expect the containers to come back empty.
Yeah.
If they come back empty, it becomes a problem. So you have to let them with things they are bringing in, and not only that, it also stabilizes trade. It also leads to competition. Because when you know that this thing you're selling to me in Lagos 10 naira, if I go to Cotonou, which is just the next available town, and buy it cheaper, I will go to Cotonou and do it. By the time the Lagos man will be careful how he does his own competition. Competition is a part of life. Without competition, nobody can grow. If you are in a country where you are, okay, look at rice. Look at rice farmers. Sometimes you buy rice 50,000 naira bag. This rice you are buying, contains too. And if you see how the manufacturers rice, there is no way stone will enter into the manufacturing of rice. So that stone is deliberately put there. I hope it's what I'm saying. By the time they go through cooking of rice, doing everything of rice, stone cannot enter there. By the time they go through, but somebody will manufacture rice and use one noodle of stone and put it inside the rice and turn it so it can be bigger. That is what Nigerians do.
But then, yes, you see, it's unfortunate that we're talking about this. You see, why did President Muhammad Buhari even close the borders? I think the border closure, the border restriction measures, he said was actually targeted at improving local productivity, to incentivize agriculture, to allow farmers to plant and grow independently. But do you know what happened? The irony about it was that when he was doing all these things, the price of the same rice increased more than what it was. So we even had full inflation. So the problem is not the border, the problem is that the policy you are putting in place and their ability to follow it up with willpower to execute and implement policies, not just to carry out one vague action against and then again the Republic rely to a very large extent on Nigeria, you understand, in terms of import and then trade to also grow their own economy. What we should be talking about is what are we even benefiting? You understand? Every time we are looking to, we are trading with China, and we are looking for partners that we don't even have balance of trade with. So I think since we are Africa and we say we are in ECOWAS, we have talked about freedom of trade and movement. We are in the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Allow trade to flow.
And when you import these things from Cotonou, when you come to Nigeria, they still collect some money from you. That's what they do. You buy cars in Cotonou, by the time you reach the border, you will still pay some money. Not only that, Nigerians also bring in cars when they are coming to a travel. When they are traveling from Cotonou during the Christmas period, they bring in cars and they pay something. When they are going back, that's in commerce. So what I'm saying that is a good thing. There must be liberalization of trade. The most important thing is that competition.
No nation can exist in a sort of autarky.
Yes.
You can't exist.
All right, Kaduna ministerial slot, APC wants to appoint another. Following the rejection of President Tinubu's nomination of Nasri El-Rufai by the Senate due to alleged security reports, the Confederation of the APC support groups has appealed to the President to appoint the DG, Alhaji Kalani Mohammed, to fill in that ministerial position. Now that the Senate rejected El-Rufai, and I'm sure he has accepted his fate, because he's not fighting against it and he's doing nothing about it. Now, and then this group are now talking about, is it the prerogative of the APC to talk about who to be given that appointment?
Yes. They're the one that is in power now. You know, when you elect me in power, and it's my party that's in power, the APC have the right to produce somebody to replace Erufai. The Erufai have been removed. So actually, we expect, even up to that, we're surprised up to now that there has not yet been any replacements. You know, there ought to be a replacement, because as it stands now, there is nobody from the Kaduna people that is in the National Executive, the Federal Executive Council. So it is right for them to do what they are supposed to do. They are the government in power. But remember that the president is not confined to party. After all, this is only case from PDP. And I'm not aware that there is an NPP man who was also appointed. So sometimes the president can decide to appoint anybody who he wants. You know, it is his prerogative. There is no law that says it must be party. But it is the prerogative of the president to appoint even people who are not in the party. Obasanjo appointed people who are not in the party. So many people who were not in party politics were appointed by Obasanjo to head Nigeria's one party or another. So there is no law that says that it must be party men. There is no law that says that there is a particular party you must appoint. Anybody can be appointed. That's how these things work.
All right, comrade, do you think it is proper, for instance, in the states here, if you look around the states right from the past administration and even the current one, it is difficult to see either a governor, a president appointing any of his cabinet members from another political party. Is it proper?
It's not
Even
proper.
when you have experts.
I think council has said the whole thing. You understand? Council has said it here that the constitution did not limit the president to his political party or to his cronies or to his allies when making appointments. In fact, any appointment that has to be considered as being in the interest of the nation must be one made with regards to what the qualification of the person being brought to that very position. For example, the time Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala came to be the Minister of Finance under Obasanjo, she was not a carry member of the PDP. Even Bola Ige was also not a member. In fact, he was of the AD when he was made Minister of Power. So it's not basically true. These people did not carry any political parties that are saying we are members. But there is something about Nigeria, you see, and I keep talking about it, the spoils system. You know, after the war, you begin to share the spoils, and there is what they call the spoils system. To the victors belong the spoils. So when the political parties are declared winner and when they emerge as winner as declared by INEC, the first thing they do is to begin to do what? They will begin to jockey for positions. They begin to even lobby, you understand, and sometimes canvass. Now, you remember recently that there was appointment the president made. In fact, there were appointments the president made in the Better Delta Development Commission and then I think the ministry. Then, the same APC people went and told the president that the people he had actually fielded were PDP members. All of them were removed. All of them were removed. So it is that bad for us that in some of these appointments we try to emphasize party, we try to talk about who had actually carried which bag from somebody, who had actually done this, who had actually done that for the party, and we use it, and that is what they use to maintain the so-called structure. Because if you appoint someone to be a minister or a director somewhere, he is now loyal to you. He will also use the resources coming from there and the people he had been able to employ to form a political structure for you, so that when the elections comes around again, all you need is just to make a call, place a call, and then to inquire whether that formation is still standing. And that is why the president, in making appointments, in most cases, does not look beyond. They don't look far. You understand some of these considerations, and it is what it is for us. Kabukia politics, if you ask me.
All right, wonderful viewers, we're going to go on a very short break. When we come back, Nigeria Today continues. Don't go away, sit tight. We'll be back shortly. Great Nigerians, I'm glad you're still there watching your favorite station, the Living TV. Well, back again, remember it's Nigeria Today, we're treating topical issues. Moving on, President Tinubu orders for the immediate payment of group assurance of demised officers. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the immediate payment of all group life assurance benefits owned families of departed officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. In reaction to this, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taud Lagbaja, announced that troops of the Nigerian Army in the conduct of Operation Udoka in the southeast, in collaboration with other relevant stakeholders, have put an end to the famous sit-at-home order by IPOB and ESN that almost crippled the socioeconomic activities in the region. Council, I want us to look at this way. Before now,
it's very, very funny. When I read that news this morning, I was just laughing. How can Chief of Army Staff will put an end to USC? Is he the one that called up the sit-at-home? Is he the one that called? See, it's just very, very funny. The two news there is very funny. One, the president, do you need the president order for you to pay military men their assurances and their pension and everything? Yeah. That's it, that's within their rights as workers. When you work, you pay salary. When you stop working and you are retiring, or resign within a particular time, they will not say that you pay some of these allowances and assurances and everything. These are your rights. Do you need the president to give an order for you to pay them? This country is a very fun. That is why we have corruption. Somebody is working. The person is not assured that when he leaves office, that he will get entitlement. That is why you see him stealing. He will steal and steal and steal so that he does assurances, does the entitlement he's supposed to pay it, that let him get them. I hope that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But when you are sure that if you leave office, these things will be there for you, you will not bother yourself. So then secondly on the issue of government, on the issue of Chief of Army Staff, and this is that. So you see the Chief of Army Staff that started this up in the first place. I made a post this morning, yesterday, about that show, and I was asking the banks and the courts that they should start sitting in Aba. Let me tell you, if you want that to end in Aba, provide enough security for the banks every Monday, and provide enough security for the courts every Monday. Once you brought security for the banks, the courts, to end. Most market people, they cannot go to the bank to access money during that Monday. Yeah. That is why the markets are open. If you go there, you see that Ayoro and the shopping center, they are all open during that home. But nobody goes. There is simple. If you go there and you want to do transfer, banks are not working. It becomes a problem. Only the banks are working. It's easy for you to go there, do your business activities. So let the banks sit. Then the courts in our bank should also start sitting. By the time we do it, sit at home. But the good news is that gradually, sit at home is already coming to an end. On Mondays, most people are not coming out. Businesses are not opening. Shops are not opening. Drivers, people are not moving around. Drivers are not moving around. On Monday, I had a program with Magic FM. There was a traffic jam at Obohe there. Because so before, see that so we don't see traffic jam. But now there is traffic jam. So the summary of it is that there are it is ending gradually. See that so it's not something you use executive fiat to end. No. You don't use executive fiat to end. It is something that people see how relevant it is that they have to stop this at home. Now the crowd cannot even stop it. And the crowd doesn't giving them order to stop. And another thing is that people are doing from another point of view. Civil servants in the southeast, they use that day to go and rest. So most of them are comfortable with it. So it becomes a problem. But the good news is that people are seeing the need to end this thing, and it is gradually coming to end. But it is not something you end by spontaneous action. It is something that will take time to end.
All right, comrade.
Yes.
I am concerned with the statement of the Chief of Army Staff because even before now, the IPOB, through their spokesperson, had issued so many releases about stopping it at home.
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu, through his lawyer, also said that.
Yeah.
So now taking this glory as if it was theirs.
That is what it is. It was just trying to preempt the group. You understand? We know how this at home began. From saying the court days, the days Nnamdi Kanu will be going to court or will be appearing at the courts. People should actually carry out civil disobedience. It was actually tagged civil disobedience. Sit at home, don't observe any economic activity, and showing solidarity with Nnamdi Kanu and his struggle. Because this is an area the federal government doesn't want to talk about. There's Biafra issue, there's secession issue, don't want to talk about it, but that's fine. Although it hurts. And then IPOB, through the Emma Powerful and the rest of them, have come out many times to say, we are relaxing the sit at home. Any person who is trying to enforce it is not of us. And in most cases, you see that some miscreants are actually taking advantage, or actually leverage that Monday to do or to bring about crime, to even attack, to even carry out soft target attack like attacking schools, petrol stations or filling stations, operators of commercial vehicles, and then KK or tricyclists. But that being the case, I think gradually, like Emperor said, we are beginning to have normal life. In fact, Mondays are usually fun days now, mixed with a lot of activities, both economic and recreational. And I must tell you that people now come out. You go to market, you buy what you want to eat. The order is gradually relaxing because there had been sensitization and agitation, also trying to counter that, saying we are the ones losing if you do not allow certain things to come into this part of the country, or if you move out there from, we are the ones who are losing. Now it is relaxing now, and this man, it appears, tries to take the glory. He even said they have ended by which. How did they end it? Sit at home is not something you end through kinetic approach. The people sitting at home are not the people who are carrying guns, unknown gunmen in the forest margins. The people sitting at home are legitimate citizens, people who are going about their businesses. And that is also, it reminded me what I think the IG of police said when he was, when he was newly sworn in. He said he's like a tiger, that he can't wait to go out there and devour and chase out the enemies. Then on the issue of Tinubu, our awarding or ordering for payments of insurance and then other purposes to this person. These things don't even need to be in the news. There are things that happen in the beginning. Yes, they don't need to be in the headline. There are things that happen in this country. You need to ask yourself, why are we celebrating? You know, people still celebrate that the government is building road. We don't even look at policies. And that is why we are here. People still celebrate that the government is building road. Yes, after 60 years of and I am up to think that yes, what is happening in Niger, what is happening in Gabon, what is happening in Mali may be sending message here that the agitation for military takeover in most cases have to do with their personal welfare. The one in Gabon, they were talking about how our state president Bazoum was sacking some of these generals, you understand? So let's not try to play politics with all these things. We all understand. You don't now that you have ordered that for military, what about the police? What about the police?
What about civil defense?
Then what about the civil defense? Are they to not die in the line of duty? Yes. So and this is the mistake we also made. Is that you see we have increased the salary of the soldiers since we turned to democracy more than we have increased that of the police, and that is why you see that the police is the most corrupt. Is the most corrupt of all the security agencies in the country. You understand? If I need to tell you that even prison,
not even security agencies, the police is the most corrupt institution in Nigeria.
Because it's also grossly underfunded. They don't even have, you see, I've been talking about this before now. Police reforms. They don't even, housing is a problem for the police officers. If you go to the place they sleep, the places they sleep in the barracks, you cannot even stay there 2 hours. I'm telling you, my brother. You can't stay there. So if you are doing this, it must be across the board. Don't use this to do politics because of your
all right, please, our phone line now is open 091-682-84994. 091-682-84994. Take it again. 091-682-9484994. Please, you can call us, tell us where you're calling us from, and then make your contribution or maybe ask questions based on what we are talking about. The number is 091-682-84994. All right, having said that about this IPOB, yes, it brings us to something. Council, let me ask you, is IPOB a terrorist group?
Well, Nigerian law says it is. That's the truth. Nigerian law says that it's a terrorist group. They went to the court. It appears that the court affirmed that it's a terrorist group. So although they keep saying that they're not terrorist groups, they keep sometimes siding on the government of Nigeria. They now, in our IPOB, you know when you look at IPOB has their own IPOB, and they also have ESN, which controlled by, and they also have unknown government people, which controlled by, what do you call this man? Simon Epa. Simon Epa, they call him Simon Epa. Simon Epa has taken the struggle to another height of talking about armed struggle and everything, unlike what Nandekano was doing. So you see that IPOB is a terrorist group based on Nigerian law. But they keep distinguishing themselves from what Simon Epa is doing. And Simon Epa is an extremist. So, but generally, to answer the question, it is the law that determines what a terrorist group is. The IPOB was designated a terrorist group. The law provides for how it is to be done. The president makes a declaration, hand over to the Attorney General. Attorney General presents to the courts. The Federal High Court will enforce it.
Before the president made that declaration,
intervene.
IPOB had no ESN then, and IPOB had not done anything.
I want to quickly intervene. See, yes, terrorism is an international crime. It's not only a state. It's not one state that determines who is a terrorist. Terrorism is a global crime. You understand? And that is why there is a global concern that IPOB is not a terrorist. That their activities do not constitute terrorism to humanity. Britain has said that. America has said that. Other institutions, even ECOWAS had said that too. ECOWAS Court of Justice had said that too. But what happened is just politics of the Nigerian state. And then the way IPOB was actually described as a terrorist group, and I will give you a little narrative. It was the military that first declared that first said IPOB has become a terrorist group. When IPOB was not armed, just like you said, there was no ESN, there was nothing like a no government or anybody carrying arm. Now, the lawyers in the system said no. It has to be the way council has said. It has to come through the Attorney General. You don't have any right to declare. That was when they went back again now to follow the church. But that was after the Southeast governors prescribed IPOB as an unlawful assembly. That prescription gave room for the federal government then to declare it a terrorist group. The same federal government that could not declare people who were killing Nigerians terrorist group. They prefer to call them bandits. I'm not being sentimental, I'm being objective. They prefer to call them bandits. Even the herdsmen, if you go to Global Terror Index, GTI, Global Terror Index, the herdsmen were pronounced in 2017 or 2018 as the fourth deadliest group in the world. Herdsmen were pronounced as the fourth deadliest group in the world. And I'm giving you information. You understand? Now, what led to IPOB having armed struggle, as counsel said? There was a killing that took place in Aba, here in National High School, my alma mater. Right. People who were members of IPOB or IPOB sympathizers went there to pray. The federal government under Muhammadu Buhari sent soldiers. They released, in fact, they spread bullets. They decimated these ones. They killed many of them. Amnesty International report carried it. Amnesty International had a report on it. Human Rights Watch had a report on it, indicting the federal government, indicting Brute and others, you understand, for crime against humanity. The federal government was evasive and dismissive. When Buhari appeared on Al Jazeera, he was asked whether they should play the video. He said no. You understand? Then, after the MNA killings, the same thing happened in MNA. People went to pray because they see the high position of IPOB is clear. We don't feel among. Allow us to go. It is not crime against humanity. It is even embodied in all public international law. You understand? In all public international law, right to self-determination, right to what? Right of the indigenous population. It is there. You understand? So they went to MNA praying. The same soldiers came again and took lives. That was when people started, and that was in 2019. That was when people started telling Nandekano that this struggle has taken another dimension, and that in Igbo there is that saying they started arming themselves, and then that was what led to the coming of ESN and other armed groups. And then I must admit there are radicals. If you form a movement now, you will see people who are extremists. As you suffered it when he formed his, when he didn't form it, when Zikism became a movement. People who were in the ranks were, some of them were radicals, as if they had to say,
all right,
please, I'm no longer in support of this. So that is how it went.
But let me just say before you
go. What you're saying, I want you to add it with, compare it also with the Motekun of the Yorubas.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You see, you ask me a question, is it a terrorist group? And I'm a lawyer. Any answer I give you must be in line with the Nigerian law. Yes. And I'm not here to play. Everybody knows that there have been so many reports from the international body. That's why Nnamdi Kanu, despite the fact that his group was prescribed here, when he was in London, nobody touched him. Not only that, Simon Eba in Finland,
nobody's touching
him. They arrested him and later let him go. So you see that the whole world recognizes the right to self-determination. It is there in the African Charter of Human and People's Rights. What we call
1981.
We have Cap 10. We call it Cap 10. African Charter of Human Rights, the right to self-determination. So the international community does not see IPOB as a terrorist group. In New York, during the National Assembly of New York, I had seen it once in my life when people started using the IPOB people were demonstrating on the road. Nobody touches them. If you people are Biafra, nobody touches them. But in Nigeria here, it comes to them. So we all know that what can be one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist.
Exactly, yes.
That is how these things work. Okay. One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist.
All right, before we go today, Onochie called for the arrest of Peter Obi, the former chairperson of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. But Mrs. Lauretta Onochie has called for the arrest of Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. She wants the police and DSS to arrest Obi, accusing him allegedly of instigating violence in the country.
Are you asking me? Okay. See, it is funny. The little Onochie has started is very funny. I'm not saying this I'm an Igbo man. Anybody who knows him, I will be in the head of the truth. Yes. Look at it from the objective point of view. Peter Obi has never instigated any violence. Exactly. The only problem you have is that some obedience, some of them who call themselves obedient, some of them are extremists. Some of them want a good country. And they are ready to do anything to get a good country. It's a normal thing, as like he said, when you bring in Sikhism, you see some extremists. Yes. The obedient, some of them, even in the first social media, write something, they will start attacking you. So it's actually somebody will tell them, go to the Emperor's wall, Emperor has something about obedience. They will come to my wall and start lambasting you. Look at the judgment that was delivered. I have extracted this judgment to you. But many of these obedients are so annoyed with the judgment. They think that every lawyer in Nigeria is there attacking lawyer. You saw it on social media. The lawyers became an endangered species. They were making mockery of lawyers, judges. These are the obedients. And these are the people. So Loretta Onochie should actually distinguish the activities of some extremist obedience from Peter Obi. Peter Obi has never for one day called for any riots. He has not called for any protests. He has not called for any civil disobedience. He has not called for anything that would deliberately or indeliberately say that he's supporting violence. So I wonder where Loretta Onochie is getting this fast from. Peter Obi, he said that Peter Obi came tech and I should have gone to court. That is a statement made by somebody who knows knowledge about law. What about Hope? Didn't he come before?
He was placed fourth.
And he still won. The fact that you came there, I did the election, I would have, if I had wanted to pursue that, I didn't want to because of some reasons. So what I'm saying is everybody has a right to go to court. Peter went to court and he lost. And I know he's going to the court again. Nobody knows what will happen. He can still win. Anything can happen. Right. So Loretta Onochie, sometimes people give a picture of her drinking palm wine. Maybe she was drinking palm wine when she made that statement. Because there's no reasonable person that will ask for the arrest of Peter Obi. Or what not? Peter Obi is one of the most peaceful men we have in this country. Let me be honest to you. I'm not a member of the Labour Party. But Peter Obi is one of the most peaceful men in this country. So anybody calling for his arrest of violence, that person must be drunk. Tell the Emperor says so.
All right, comrade.
Yes, I think council said drunk, but I would perceive drunk with something. Power drunk. yes, because some people take a lot of things. Some take power and they are drunk, they are high. And I want to say this, you see, Loretta Onochie is the one threatening the security fabric of this country. Where is she getting her feelers or her information from? Is she a DSS person? Is she an intelligence? Is she in the intelligence community? Is she a police officer? Is she a military? Where is she getting her information from? You understand? I have said it here before that there is cancel culture and it has bettered cyber attack, cyber bullying, and then even cyber stalking. People now, and I condemn it. People now brought out the pictures of these judges, their children, and say this is their children, these are their children schooling abroad, or these are their children here and there, and it is wrong because it undermines security. But like you said, if you look at the obedience, you see, if you have a father who had been failing to provide for family needs or something, you see the little boy starts talking back at the father. In most cases, you see the little boy start talking back at the father. Nobody is happy with the kind of country we have today. I must be categorically emphatic. So, and I did say that in any movement there must be extremists. In Sikhism, which also led to independence in 1960, from 1940s, there were people who were radicals to the extent that some of them carried knife to go and kill white men. It happened. Now listen, I'm not supporting that. Now see, what is it that P2B has said anywhere that will actually incite violence or that actually instigate mayhem? Look at the content of his tweet. Look at the Facebook account. Look at the interviews granted. Even the recent one where he told everybody, he urged his followers to remain calm, that the battle has not ended, that he was going to the Supreme Court. You understand? And that is what you call legitimate protest. You must protest within the law, not outside the law. So that statement was reckless, and to me,
very reckless from
very reckless. And I simply show something. Where you sit depends on where you stand. Depends on where you sit. That's what was my spot. If you tell me I'm the stand, I cannot stand on Emperor's chair. I would that and be Igbo say Ebonyi corner watch. Loretta is seeking popularity. She wants to. Don't forget also that she's been in the storm. What they wanted to make her INEC commissioner. Even went to
the necessarily said no.
So this is
somebody who is so
grabbing.
There is no way you can somebody who is a known APC supporter, a part of Buhari's government. You are making her an INEC commissioner. Is that not funny? Even the method of Buhari making that lady for INEC commissioner is an assault to the sensibility of Nigerians. And you know, people are not talking about her anymore. Nobody remembers her.
Now she just
said that thing so that she can, because like what some of these celebrities do. When nobody remembers you, you release one step and everyone's talking about you.
All right, our wonderful viewers, that's the much we're going to take today. But before we go, let's just take 5 seconds final text on our analyst. Let me start with you, Comrade.
Okay, thank you so much. I think to make Nigeria work, everybody must be happy, both the workers and people who are also not employed, people who are hiring the workers or people who are also rendering service. Each time we talk about laborers, workers, we don't even talk about service providers. There are people who are also providing services, not labor per se. Everybody should have equal access to law facilities and then wealth of this nation, including the military. You don't need to gazette it that you have paid the military or that you have ordered that they be paid what is due to them. Then again, I think people should actually behave within the law. The likes of Onochie'S and the incendiary comment they are making is what can actually lead this country.
All right, thank you. Barrister.
Yes, I would just want to say, federal government, please don't take the threats of labor. Don't take it with kids' growth. We will handle it with care. Please deal with them and then find a way to solve it. Because if they go on strike, indefinite strike, nobody knows how long it will be. It will cripple the economy, and in the end, people like us who are not private employees, we are the ones that will be affected. So handle the issue of labor and make sure that the strike does not go on. Give them what they want. They are not demanding what is impossible. And also, I ask the government to reduce the amount of money that's paid to public office holders. Reduce them. These people are too rich, and it's making people to do or die, to kill, to do or die. In America, in some other countries, people who have political power, nobody even wants to be in government. Nobody even wants, because they know that you are even a poor man when you're in government. But in Nigeria, here, enter government just one day, you have become a billionaire. So we have to stop all these things. And I think that you have the power to control the revenue mobilization and the Guinea committee.
Yes.
Let them reduce the amount that is paid to public officers. Not only reduce the amount, let them reduce the amount they touch. Let them reduce the issue of paper money. Let's make it more like digital, so that money can be traced. You can know where money is going and how it is going. Because once you have too much of paper money, there will be too much of corruption. But when there is less paper money and we have more of electronic transfer of money, it is easier to trace things. So let's just get the country right. Everybody will be happy.
All right. Just like I say, Nigeria is our country, is our state. We ain't going to run away from that. So it is important, whatever thing you find your hand doing, do it well so that this country will continue to move on. On that note, we come to the end of today's program. From my far left, I have Barrister Impero Bona. Barrister Impero, we're happy to have you today.
Thank you very much.
And Nnamdi, Comrade Nnamdi Lekwachi, so pleased to have you again today.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you, viewers.
And this is your anchor man, Chinedum Adiele. Remember, living television remains your station, and we continue making sure we bring the world first to you. Bye for now. Until Friday, when we come again with issues of the moment. Keep watching Living TV. Bye for now.